Old trucks are my passion. I've had some great trucks. Here's another great one right here. There are many things about this truck that I love. I search for the rare models. Typically, I like the deluxe models, the ones with more options versus less. This is as high an option truck as you could get in 1959. It is the Double Deluxe. That's the hardest one to come by. Double Deluxe, what's that? Well, that is all the stainless and all the chrome that you could get on the front cab, as well as chrome in the interior, including the knobs, and chrome spears or rockets, most people call them, on the bed back there. So that is the Double Deluxe. Very rare model. It's the last of the 1950s truck. It's the replacement for the Cameo pickup, which they quit making in 1958. Big back glass called panoramic or panorama glass by Chevrolet. This is the one to have. These are the factory colors. It's the two-tone scheme. I like it quite a bit. And the history on this truck is great. In fact, it came with the truck, the original owner's documents, document the truck to be a 4-owner truck. Also documents mileage from one owner to the other. It also documents the fact the motor was rebuilt about 8,000 miles ago. Very cool. Hard to come up with that kind of stuff. Fortunately, it stayed with the truck. I'm going to take you on a test drive in this truck. It's one of the easiest steering trucks of this vintage I've ever driven. I don't know why that is, but the steering is super tight and it drives really easy. It's a one hand on the wheel type truck. Safer with two, but you can drive it with one hand. Shifts are tight. The motor's super tight, very torquey, 235. Again, the motor's been rebuilt. Lots of life left in this truck. It's had basically a mechanical restoration. Recently, within the last few weeks, we've fully tuned the truck and serviced it and got it ready for daily usage. The truck can be enjoyed on demand with no problems. Although this is a super attractive truck, it's not restored. It probably had a paint job, who knows, 20 years ago, and the paint from 20 feet or moving down the road would look beautiful, and the truck is beautiful, but the bottom line is it needs paint. Unless you want to enjoy it the way it is. Most people would never paint this truck. They would enjoy it the way it is. It's practical. It's a guilt-free enjoyment. But the bottom line is the paint is old. It's chipping and peeling in some places. You can see where there's been some hand touch-up here and there. The body, however, is way better than average. It has far less rust than the typical truck of this vintage. In fact, the floors are completely rust-free. The only real rust is isolated at the cab corners, which is typical for any of these trucks. It's just a design flaw. GM never intended on these trucks lasting for 54 years. And the wood in the bed, the original wood is still in the bed, in fact, but there's plywood over that wood, and that probably was done 20, 30 years ago. But the bottom line is the truck can be enjoyed as is. It doesn't need a thing. I think it's gorgeous. Gets a thumbs up wherever it goes. I think you'll love it. But it's not restored, the paint's not show quality, it's not even close. It's just super attractive. Before we go on that test drive, let me start this truck. You have to get inside to start it because the starter pedal is on the floor, which you got to push with your foot. So let me do that. This truck is so easy to start. Get in and give it gas one time, turn the key, hit the pedal. There it is. She started. Come on over and look at this motor. Just runs like a sewing machine, very sweet. We'll get out and drive it on the interstate at 55 miles per hour and I think you'll be impressed. we're on the back roads. We're going to go for a little ride on the back roads before we hit the interstate. And this truck, I can turn it, I can do whatever I want to with one hand, with my left hand. It just steers super, super easy. Clutch pedal chirps, but that's common. That's just the metal chirp there. Clutch is perfect. It just drives very, very easy. It's a quiet, tight little truck. This road is poured in short little sections, so it's kind of bumpy, but these trucks are a little bumpy anyway. But it's a good, tight driving truck, and honestly, you can drive it with one hand. It's just amazing, because most of the trucks of this vintage aren't like this. But there's no slack in the steering. It's just a really tight, good little truck. In a few minutes, we'll be at the interstate, and we'll pop on the interstate. By the way, all the gauges work on this truck, except for my temperature gauge. I must have the wrong sending unit. Because the gauge pops all the way over to hot almost instantly. But we've got our little temperature gun, and got out there and tested it with my little laser, and it's running really below 180, about 170 right now, so you can't ask for better than that. Doesn't get hot. You gotta love that. And it's hot here in Texas. It's hot today, but the truck's not running hot. Okay, we're at the interstate, and other than a squeaky clutch pedal, this little truck needs nothing. It goes very true down the road. I'm not having to fight this truck to keep it going one direction or stay true, in fact, I guess I could take my hands off the wheel and it would just keep going down the road. So we're going 55 miles per hour. I'll head up to 65, and she's really just lumbering along. Great little truck. Okay, we just pulled off the interstate. I've got my little laser temperature gun right here. I want to show you how cool this thing runs. That's 140 on the motor. I'll hit the radiator now. 176 on the radiator. You can't beat that. She does not run hot. That's a sweetheart right there.